I know that you have a lot of programs that are going on, and one of them was, uh, you know, specifically some of the videos that Nadia actually were kind of excited about, which are the AM playbooks. How do you look at this in terms of the facets which are involved in this AM space, which necessarily are not involved in aviation, in general aviation or our commercial aviation as such?
One of the things that we're looking at is how do we expand the capability to have all these different types of aircraft and not just the AAM or sorry, the UAM vehicles that we're talking about, but all other types of new entrants. NASA started in the field of looking at, how do we manage small UAS for commercial purposes, for package delivery, and looking at this idea of federated airspace where we're giving more responsibility to the operator, to work cooperatively with other operators in order to assure safety and safe operations and safe spacing, but at the same time, efficient operations. And so we're kind of building on top of that idea is that, we certainly have an air traffic control system that is, while it is very safe, it is also, we don't want to increase people's workload. Specifically the controller's workload. So we're looking at, well, what do we think might need to change such that operators can manage their own vehicles in a cooperative fashion with others. That's our approach is looking this very much from that air traffic management perspective, and that we need to be able to make sure that everyone has a common operating picture, that that their information is synchronized, that they understand what other people are doing, and that they have a common situational awareness. And so we're really trying to change that paradigm of, just a single controller, but rather sharing responsibility across all the actors in the system.
NASA is collaborating with quite a big number of companies conducting research in this area. I've been reading that you're partnering with over 40 organizations on the research. How do you work with the partners, and what is the goal of such collaboration?
So a lot of these, a lot of the different our industry partners have, they're coming in with a lot of novel ideas. There's, some of them are looking at more autonomous vehicles. Some of them are starting with more, a traditional piloted vehicle. But many of them view operations at scale, probably at some higher level of automation in the aircraft. So now we're looking at the possibility of having a lot of different levels of autonomy potentially operating in the same area. When we get to scale, when we anticipate there being a lot of these types of aircraft and all with different equipage, we're going to have to figure out how do they operate together because they're kind of flying under different rules and different assumptions. And so this is the reason why we're working with so many different companies because one, we want to understand what's kind of the breadth of possible concepts of usage that they have. How do they see themselves flying? And then from there, we have to figure out, okay, what are the things that they have in common? What are the things that are really different? What do we have to be prepared to accommodate?